Hey, everybody, and welcome to the Twist Happy Hour, where cocktails and conversation collide. I'm Karen, this is Kate, and we like to chat about whatever's on our mind. So first, we're going to kick it off with our cocktail or our beverage of choice, because you can't have happy hour without cocktails. There's going to be a recipe in the show notes if you want to make your own. But for now, I'm just having a hibiscus iced tea because I have to clean my house and pack for our next trip. And Kate, I believe, is having an Amalfi Spritz.
I am drinking an Amalfi Spritz because I want to be on the Amalfi Coast.
One thing to note, because Kate always likes when I teach her something, is hibiscus tea, if you buy it, you're fine. If you are thinking of making some out of the hibiscus you have at home, don't do it. Hibiscus flowers hibiscus flowers, what makes hibiscus tea.
Okay.
Most hibiscus plants that we all have in California and you guys have in Florida are not edible at all. There is one kind of hibiscus that actually doesn't even look like a traditional tropical hibiscus that you can drink. And yes, I bought seeds. Yes, I'm growing plants right now, so I can figure this out. But for now, I have bought just dried hibiscus leaves, like culinary grade edible ones, so that I can have this.
Karen's like a homesteader.
Basically. I've had people ask me if I'm prepping, and I'm like, no, I have an urban garden in my driveway, and I have a lot of
She's basically
pots.
got a farm at her house in California.
Yeah. And I do not have a large lot. I am proof that you can grow a lot of stuff on a very small plot of land. Or in, containers like giant garbage cans you can grow trees in your driveway.
There you go.
I do that. So, all right, today let's talk about racist AI. Let's just put it out there.
Okay.
Let's just put it. There's been so...
Really? Went for it there.
I just went for it. We're just going to say it. I mean, between Elon Musk's horrifically named AI and also its anti-Semitic rhetoric and other racist rhetoric it has spewed out. Now, AI does have to be taught. I'm just saying.
So what happened with that? I didn't get that whole story. I saw that something Grok got. He went,
they're going to try to make a Grok Jr.? I'm like, what parent is going to trust Grok Jr. to be the AI for their kids? We don't. My kids hate AI.
He was a Grok, didn't any little in, I guess. And then I didn't really see anything after that because I wasn't on Twitter. I just checked. I basically only check Twitter when like somebody's like, oh my gosh, did you see what happened? So I didn't really find out what happened until like way after everything that took place. And then they like shut it all down. So like it went bad.
It went real bad. All of a sudden, like, I don't know if somebody was testing it out or what they were doing, but they were screenshotting every answer that came out. I really wish I had screenshot some of it because like, it was just like random questions. It wasn't even like, how do you feel about Jewish people today or something like that. But it was just, it went off the rails on like its answers. And you were just like, a machine thought to say this. Like, so what is what are they pulling from that's not woke that would make it come up with this kind of an answer as to like, I mean, it wasn't asking what should we have for dinner today, but which I really need to use ChatGPT more to tell me what to eat for dinner.
I'm scared of all of the AI at this point.
Well, the fact that Trump wants the U.S. to be the leader in AI, I'm like, okay, so now we're going to build a government-based AI, and he wants it to not recognize DEI or anything. And I'm like, DEI is not a problem. The problem, like, the DEI stuff that he's getting rid of is just stuff that has actually happened in the world. We just happen to label DEI. So getting rid of it is now getting rid of facts. Like, having the military erase 26,000 images, mostly of women and Black men and, Latinos and LGBTQ people. I'm like, but they were still there. They were still doing all of these things. So why do we have to erase it? Like, take the tag off the website that says DEI if you're really that upset about it. But it doesn't mean these facts haven't happened in the world. So now we're just erasing facts and we're erasing human beings from existence and their contribution to the world because they were not white men. That's my take on that one. So then if we're going to have a government run AI, okay, so I'm a firm believer. I have a master's in journalism. You have to fact check everything. Yes, I use ChatGPT for some stuff. You should. I use ChatGPT for some things just to kind of speed my life along, but you better bet I'm reading every single one of those things and I'm double checking them. I'm going to find my independent research if it claims anything. And I even had a friend the other day who, put in her chat just like, plan a trip to Disneyland for my family of 4 because she's a Disneyland expert. That's what she writes about. That's what she sells to her clients. And it came back with almost everything wrong. Now, this is the gal who I fact check with. I'm like, hey, Les, like, what the heck? Somebody's yelling at me because of this article, blah, blah, blah. Is this true about Disneyland, Disney World, any of the Disney parks? And she's like, no. She's like, why would they even accuse you of being wrong about that? It's totally right. Because this girl goes to Disneyland and the Disney parks more than anybody I know. And so I'm going to trust her. It's either that or the Disney media team. Right. I'm going to believe. So if ChatGPT cannot plan a trip to Disneyland where there's so many facts out there about it, but it's pulling in all the wrong facts, how are you going to believe them doing anything
you got to
else?
make sure.
So
you got to make sure. Well, and to that point, it's concerning. So it's funny because I pulled up the Elon Musk article.
Gosh, please.
So Elon's post it was on a Friday. He posted, "We've improved Grok significantly. You should notice a difference when you ask Grok a question." So the way that Grok works, from what I understand, I haven't used it, but I've seen people use it on Twitter, and it is, so they'll hit at Grok, is this true or whatever, when somebody posts a tweet. I'm not calling it an X because I don't understand what that means. By Tuesday, Friday was it's going to get better. By Tuesday, it was calling itself Mecha Hitler.
Oh, I remember that.
Wow, that was which is a
5 days.
Video game Wolfenstein.
Yep.
And so it kind of didn't go great. So yeah, it says it was doing a lot of. Grok went on to highlight the last names on X account, Steinberg, saying, and that surname. So it was harassing people. The chatbot responded to users asking what it meant by that surname every damn time by saying the surname was Ashkenazi Jewish origin with a barrage of offensive stereotypes about the Jews. Oh, that's nice. Jeez Louise, the chatbot.
And then it went on to...
The bot's chaotic anti-Semitic spree was soon noticed by far-right figures, including Andrew Torbra. I don't know who that is. And yeah, so it really, he then, it just kind of went into a different, then it responded to something by evoking the Holocaust. And it said quote, to deal with such vile anti-white hate, Adolf Hitler, no question. He'd spot the pattern and handle it decisively every damn time. Wow. Okay. So it went pro-Hitler real quick. And it recommended a second Holocaust. Okie dokie. So here's the thing. If the United States government is going to make sure that whatever chatbot they're using, doesn't have a balance, right, of left and right.
A nonpartisan chatbot? What?
In the same way, how do we know that it's not going to go in the same direction?
Especially
I don't know. I'm just saying.
The political leaders who think they know what they're doing. Because to me, it's if you have AI or OpenAI, in theory, if you wanted it to be a global thing, it should be, let's just say it what it is, stealing content from anything on the web. Without, you could personally filter it, but the fact that it's already being filtered, we're already being given an agenda, and if they're not citing any other sources. So that is one thing that ChatGPT has started doing, is it's citing, well, not all the time, but it's citing where it's getting information from. Now, is it getting information from 2001 articles that were uploaded at some point? Yes. And those are wrong. But, because I have websites and I am a content creator and I am a journalist, the fact that somebody's stealing all my content that can just be rewritten by AI, a pet peeve, we'll say.
Exactly.
Yeah. Because Google has essentially decimated every website on the planet that's not paying them advertising income. So instead I started a podcast.
Here we are.
Because, I didn't have to write as much anymore. But yeah, And once again, like getting back to an old episode of this, probably our coping mechanism episodes. Has no one ever watched a movie?
I
Like
know.
AI is rising up against us. We just saw it happen with Musk's thing.
Yeah, I just, it's funny. I'm going to go out on a limb here and say, I agree with Marjorie Taylor Greene. She was like, I don't think we should let it go unchecked. Same girl, you and I do not see eye to eye on anything ever.
Yeah.
But this one I agree with her on. I don't think we should just let it go unchecked either. I don't see how that could end well, but.
Well, we're just going to have to wait for Europe to make a regulation. It's how we got our USB-C cables on every iPhone. So we would stop having to buy new charging cables every time we bought a phone. And now my family's half lightning cable, half USB-C cables. I'm not upgrading phones just so my kids can have the same charger as me. But the fact that I have like piles of these charger cables that are now, I'm like, can Apple figure out how to recycle that? Can we sue them to recycle all this stuff and reuse it? It's the same wire, just reuse it.
It's really interesting though. The AI thing is, I listened to a podcast that's done by Kieran Flanagan, who is like a marketing guy. He does it through HubSpot. He's brilliant. But one of the things that I have learned from listening to this podcast the most is that the prompts are like everything. Mm-hmm. So if the user isn't prompting it correctly, you're going, like you could have three people that want the same information go sit down in front of a chatbot and type in whatever they think the prompt should be and get three completely different answers.
Oh,
because if the prompt is not specific, exact, if you don't say within that prompt, I want you to be nonpartisan, I want you to be non-biased, so I think that when you get into the use of this in governmental applications, that gets a little scary and a little dicey because are they going to have a set of standard prompts for what are they going to use this for? You know what I mean?
And what prompts are they going to use to get the answers that they want?
Right.
Not the answers that
how many Americans feel really comfortable with this being the new IRS? We're going to use ChatGPT to figure out if you owe money on your taxes or you get a refund.
Well, we'll only be happy if we all get refunds all the time.
You know what I mean? And that's the thing. It's, if it's only accurate, if you're if it's not accurate about what you can do in Disneyland, who's to say it's going to be accurate about your taxes and come tax time? And then if there's no way to really fight it,
because there's nobody to fight because now it's an AI.
Right. So I don't know. It's really dicey. And when there are no barriers and no laws in place to kind of allow for the person, so the people on the receiving end of whatever it comes out with are going to be the United States citizens. So what is our recourse?
There's no checks and balances in it right now. I mean, there's no checks and balances in our government at the moment either. But I
would really be interested to see what applications they are going to use this for.
Yeah. And will it be open to the public? Or is it just going to be intergovernmental? And, how much faster are we going to kill our planet because of all the data warehouses that have to have this? But greenhouse gases haven't hurt anybody, according to the new EPA. So, we could get on a whole different environmental and global warming and climate change.
I do wonder that, what applications are they going to use this for? And then what are the ramifications for the people on the receiving end of that? And
yeah.
I don't know. I don't want listen, it's hard for me to do my taxes as it is. I don't have to fight with a chatbot about it.
I know. All right. Well, there's our take on AI this week. I'm sure it'll change next week and every day that new things come out. So if you enjoyed chatting with us about AI today or want to chat about us with us anytime, follow, subscribe. There's buttons somewhere down there. Don't forget to grab your cocktail recipe.
I don't know. Whatever. Everybody's entitled to their opinion, I suppose.
Everybody sort of is. So grab your cocktail recipes in the show notes and let us know what you want to talk about next. So thanks for listening to the Twist Happy Hour, and we'll chat with you next week. Bye.
Bye.